Yes, people. Welcome back to another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And as you can see from the title, people, Manchester City beat Liverpool to the Premier League title. Spurs finished fourth. Arsenal and Manchester United go into the Europa League. So there is a lot to talk about. I'm sure you lot have plenty of questions to ask as well, whether it's in regards to the City-Liverpool title race, Chelsea and Spurs finishing in the top four, more so Spurs, Arsenal and United being in Europa League, West Ham going into the Conference League, Burnley actually finally being relegated and Leeds surviving, plus more. So any questions you have for those that are new here, the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, you lot in the comments run the show. You lot in the comments run the entire show, entire show. You lot in the comments run the entire show. I'm not used to having a bucket hat on with, plaits this long. They just be sticking out. So here we are. But we back, people. We here. But as we're saying, yes, you lot in the comments run the show. So everybody who is watching in the comments, you all run the show. So you get to ask any sporting question, past or present. So it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, whatever sport. Feel free and I will answer any of the questions. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video, though, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well. And subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Make sure you hit the notification bell when you do road to 4K. And for those that are new here as well, normally these Q&A start with just me and then panelists will drop in. So I highly doubt I will be here just by myself for too much longer, but I'll answer any questions you have regardless. Like I said, end of the season, don't worry, we're going to continue to provide content as well. We are going to continue to provide content even though the Premier League is now done throughout the summer months. So Man United will still be here, the Arsenal show will be back, the Liverpool show will be back, the Chelsea show will be back. We're sorting all of that out. Big up to Timo, who says, yo. C1 says, football has been saved, that's all I can say. Ryan, a wise man. Yo, it's facts, yo. Football has been saved because it was looking bleak. When Villa were 2-0 up at Manchester City and it was 1-1 in the Liverpool Wolves game, that was all she wrote. Like, I was literally contemplating at that point changing Sarcasm City TV to Sarcasm City NBA TV and just going full-time NBA. And that's what we was going to do. There was no way we could have them winning a quad. Not in the slightest could we have them, man, winning a quad. So salute to Manchester City for, even though I'm not a fan of them, doing what needed to be done. That's what they did. They did what needed to be done. So shout out to Manchester City, and all bias aside, all rivalry aside, I have to salute Pep for doing what he's done and in the manner in which he's dominated the Premier League, because we criticize him, rightfully so, including we criticize Pep, rightfully so, including myself, on his failure in Europe, because he has failed in Europe at Manchester City. That's just a fact. Any City fan or any Pep fan or anyone else telling you he hasn't failed in Europe is lying. That doesn't mean he can't succeed, but at the moment he's failing. But where he's failed in Europe, he's succeeded in the Premier League, because he's come in to the Premier League and been the dominant force domestically. However many Carabao Cups, they've won an FA Cup before, probably two. And what is it, Premier League's 4 in 5 years now? Is that 4 in 5? And he's doing it in a fashion where we didn't think it was possible. Because normally when it comes to the Premier League, before Manchester City, it was associated with you have to be pace and power. You have to have that. Doesn't mean you don't have a skill set in it. Arsenal played lovely football, but they also had plenty of players who were 6 foot plus who could mix it up. And City have come and dominated. Because I remember that being a conversation when Pep was at Barcelona. And it was like I remember certain people stating that he couldn't come to England and play that type of football and win here. And he's proved everybody wrong. They've been the dominant force and they brushed aside a very good Liverpool side. Let's not get that mistaken again. I'm taking all biases aside, all rivalry aside. That's a very good side with a very good manager. Like, look at that Liverpool side. From back to front with Alisson, you got Robertson and Trent, who are incredible fullbacks. Incredible fullbacks. Probably one of the best fullback duos we've ever seen, like easily in the Premier League era. Easily one of the best. I'm not saying the best because I'd have to go through the entire list, but definitely up there. Van Dijk, we all know what Van Dijk's at currently right now. It's just a question of his trajectory and see how he continues. Then you got Fabinho, who, even though he wasn't at his best this season, is still a quality DM. Thiago, who's there. You got Mo Salah, who scores at an alarming rate. You got Firmino, who's a great false nine. You got Mane as well. And then you add into the mix, you add Diaz into that mix as well, you add Jota into that mix. And they brushed them aside and been the dominant force. Similar to what Fergie did at United when he had Arsene Wenger there. Like that Arsenal side was no joke. So to be the dominant force and not be trading leagues back and forth, credit to Pep, credit to Manchester City, and credit to that squad as well. Because Pep's kind of he's altered it slightly as well. It's not the same as when he first landed. So you gotta give them big props. Absolutely. But yeah, Ryan's not here, man. Ryan out here hiding per usual and that. Let them have won, he would have been here. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Daniel says, hold that, Ryan, hold that. Yeah, Ryan, hold that, fam. Hold that. JS says, we got Super Mick Arteta, shameless settings, even though we lost. Hey, it is what it is. Who do you support? I bet Yam was stressing during that game. Oh, yeah. She would have went as white as a ghost. She would have went as white as this ring light, 100%. Like, without question. I've not even spoke to her, and I know she was absolutely shitting bricks. Without question. Apparently, a Pep and Klopp error. That needs to be discussed because it's not a Pep and Klopp error. It's Pep featuring Klopp. We all know who the main artist is. We all know who sells the most records. In a basketball sense, we all know who puts up the most points. We all know who the number one and the number two is. And it's clear defined. Now, if Liverpool win the Champions League, that's an equal season. If Liverpool win the Champions League, it'll be the second Champions League for Klopp. And he would have outdone Pep in the European stage twice now. Because Pep's not won it. So for Klopp to land and then win it twice, that makes the argument more balanced in terms of a better manager. Like that gives Klopp much more ammunition. But in terms of domestically, we know it's not close. We already know this. Domestically, it's not close. Gundogan saved City. Yeah, it certainly seemed that way. He saved football. He saved football, man. It was looking bleak. He 110% saved football. But you lot get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. Obviously, I've discussed the top of the title race as well. And just as I was about to go and talk about Spurs fans, yes, Jen, what are you telling me?
Hey, what are you saying? Flawless, man. You good?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Yo, how are you doing? Talk to me, man. Top four secured. Champions League football next season for Tottenham Hotspur. What are we saying?
Come on. Like I said, I can't lie. Before I was to speak on it, I did not get the notification for the stream. YouTube do it dirty.
YouTube does you dirty like that. But that being said, for those, you lot gotta thank Jez because I lost track of the days, and it wasn't until Jez messaged me that I was like, shit, we're doing a Q&A because I thought today was Saturday. And Jez messaged me and was like, we're doing a Q&A, and I was thinking, what is Jez talking about? And I was like, oh shit, it's Sunday. So that you lot got Jez to thank for getting a Q&A. But yeah, go on, family. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I mean, first and foremost, we need to talk about obviously. Well, I need to talk about this. Bigger to my guys in the coming Son Golden Boot winner. I think first Asian to ever win the Golden Boot in the Premier League.
Okay.
Big up to him. Then also, like I said, big up to Conte and just the whole team. Like again, I think a lot of people just wrote off for the top four race once we lost to that game against Burnley away at 12 more. Not me included that because I didn't lost faith, but obviously it was a very emotional time during that time. Conte was emotional, team was emotional, I was even emotional for a bit, but then once I was able to kind of clear my head and we started getting the souls back and just get them back on track, this is when I just cleared my mind and looked at it and said, you know what, this Arsenal team, because this is also when I realized this Arsenal team is not really that good as people made it out to be, especially Arsenal fans. So it's like I just got to keep faith and got to get results. And I think for me, what changed it all was the Liverpool game. These type of games were like go to Anfield away, where you can even argue we should have been the ones that should have won that game. It's like this is how much you can say. Like this is for me when I said, yeah, we deserve top four. It would have been a shame if we would have knocked out the top four, and we did it at the end of the day. And I gotta pick up the guys for me, especially like Coming Son as well. 23 goals, non-penalties as well, no penalties at all.
That's impressive. That's very impressive. That is.
I don't even know if anyone did that in like recent times. So it's like it's bigger to him. And also, who else? I need to play off the most improved player, the punter, Ben Davis. I think he's for me definitely easily the most improved player for me. Because at left back, the guy's dusted at all. But I think Conte, just because he knew that Davis has played left centre back before for Wales. He's just seen that and just utilized him in that position. I think other than probably 2 games this season, I don't remember him really being bad. He's always been consistently at like a good enough level for us the content needed, and I think he really hold out considering the amount of Spurs fans who wanted a less centre back in January. Yeah, bigger to him.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. So Spurs, do you want to? So you spoke on Spurs there. Well, stick on Spurs since it is what I'm saying. Your time finishing actually before, so we'll get to the, actually this. Boom. Daniel says signing of the season. We'll go there.
For
Just
me,
before
for
signing the
Spurs,
season. That's for both. So Spurs and the Premier League overall as well.
obviously for Spurs, must be for me Kulusevski easily. Like finally got a right winger when we were asking for just to get some sort of productivity in terms of assists and goals, which he brings both of it. But it's also just for him just really being able to link with the attack straight away. People were doubting him the first two games when he was coming off the bench, and I was said like people, this kid is talented. Juventus people, just forget what Juventus people are telling him about him. That he's not really consistent. That he's not really that type of guy. I told you guys, Allegri is a terrorist. Let him have some time to counter, and he's gonna figure it out. And he did. So it's like for me, 100% Kulusevski for me. Signing of the season. Signing of the season in general is a hard one still.
Facts.
It's a
Come
hard
on. I was hoping you could help me out because nobody to me sticks out. No one I look at goes, yeah, there's a clear cut guy.
For me, there's not a clear out guy for me as signing of the season for me. It's hard, it's really hard. It's a hard one. I can't even lie to you. It's a hard one. I would like to give it to one of the Spurs players. I would like to give it to Christian. No, I would like to give it to Kulusevski as well. Fuck that. I think for me, signing of the season, because if he doesn't come in, and it's only Bentancur that comes in, I think we don't make top four. And other than that, I don't think there's enough players sticking out for me that gives me the signing of the season. You can probably say Luis Diaz, but Luis Diaz hasn't really done that good in the Premier League compared to the Champions League. And this is a Premier League only. So yeah, I think I put Kulusevski also as the signing of the season.
Louis C said signing of the season is Romero for Spurs in his opinion. He's gone for Romero at your club.
No, Romero is a close second. He's a close second for us, even signing of the season, in my opinion. For me, of course, for me, he just shows that he's levels up of Spurs, in my opinion. Like this guy can generally play for the top club, and which also teams were interested in him, but because of COVID, economically, it didn't really allow a lot of teams to go in for him, and they needed other positions as well. So we were quite, to be honest, lucky as well, considering we got him on a loan this year, and this was an obligation with it. So yeah, we only started to pay the money from this season going on from next season.
I hear that. To me, it's more so because the signings for the big clubs, I wouldn't say flopped, but didn't deliver. When you look at Manchester City, you look at Grealish. Even though I think people have been harsh on him, he didn't deliver. Lukaku at Chelsea, we already know about. Ronaldo at Manchester United, you already know about. You could add Sancho Varane into that mix too. But that's context with Manchester United. Like that's not so. I would have never picked them guys to be signed in after seasons anyway. Spurs, like you mentioned, Diaz was halfway through the season for Liverpool as well. So yeah, I get your point. It probably is a Spurs player considering outside of Manchester City, I would say Spurs fans are probably the happiest bunch with how the league's finished. Liverpool fans won't be happy finishing second. Chelsea fans, even though they finished a position above you, will not be happy with third place and how their season went. You lot will be ecstatic. Some Arsenal fans might be happy with fifth, but they should have finished fourth because of the position they was in. Like you look at it at the start of this, if you look at it at the start of the season, all right, you finish eighth. If you finish fifth after finishing eighth back to back, you're like, you know what? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's good. But then when you're that many points clear, you have to, you should finish fourth, really, to be honest. Manchester United is Manchester United. We know we don't even have to go into their season. So signing of the season probably would have to be one of the Spurs lot when you look at it. Because you lot overachieved the most.
Right? Yeah, just what I said. Like I said, this finishing fourth is an overachievement, 100%. Considering as well, like even I went through Google to check what the predictors were saying. Yeah. Everyone had a 6 and lower this season, so finishing fourth was overachievement for me.
Yeah, absolutely, family. Where else we at? Let's continue to get your questions in, people. Eddie says, when we win next week, we would have surpassed City anyway. 2 Champions Leagues and a league over 4 leagues. That's debatable, but that's between all you lot. Like I said in it, I know, Eddie, that you wanted that league. I know, Eddie Martin, you wanted that Premier League in it. Now you're trying to downplay it now, but you wanted that league. Whether you would have traded one for the other is a whole different conversation. But you want to be successful in both. And you have 1 league title in 33 years. You know what I'm saying? And you've been moved to by City again. Yeah, go on, fam.
Can you send Timo the link? I sent it to him, but it wasn't working.
Oh, is Timo not got the link? Right. Oh, yeah, he's probably on the move. That's why. Yeah, Timo, I'll send you the link now. Give me a second. Make sure you hit the like button as well, people. Make sure you do that. Yeah, Timo, I'll send you the link now. Give me a sec. And I get it out to you. Because he's not. Yeah, he must be on the move then. Daniel saying Ericsson for me improved Brentford a lot. Where did Brentford end up finishing? What's their final position? Yeah, please do.
Finish this. So,
Pardon me.
English, they ended up 13. 13. I need to see. 1 second. I need to go to the.
That's a great season for them. You ended the Premier League and you finished 13th. Fantastic. That is fantastic.
Considering as well that like they were struggling coming into like what's it called? They were struggling in kind of like in the later phases of like January, February. But when he came in, he did kind of change everything. But I'm just going through the website where they had the predictions, and I'm just going back to pretty much end of January and see what they were predicted to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll let you go. But yeah, it's for them to do that. Absolutely cold. Timo says Kulu by Spurs. Big up, time to shine. Don't forget, if you are a member as well, your question takes priority like a super chat, people. So if you see me going to the same names, I'm not ignoring anybody. You know why. But if you are a member, your questions take priority. So I will skip to your questions first. Louis saying it's a long shout. It's a long shout, but biggest flop for me is Bailey from Villa. It's mad shout, but he's been 0% useful. You could argue that. Ibrahim says, big up, yo, Flawless, when it's Third Eye View with Stroh coming back and JV to the Man Them United podcast. Third Eye View, me and Stroh are just trying to pattern it. We're actually looking for a third co-host, so I need to put that out across the socials, and we need to talk to the Pi Radio hierarchy and get that radio show back up and running. If you are from Manchester, if you can get to Manchester, you're from Manchester, and want to be on a radio show on a weekly basis, DM me, shout me, people. Don't matter who you support. Ideally, you don't support United or Liverpool, but if you support one of those 2 clubs, that's not an issue. But can you talk football? Are you reliable? Are you in and around Manchester on a weekly basis? As for Man United, JV probably won't be back on a regular basis with that. You're just handling life business, but love to my guy JV. I'm gonna shout him to try to get him on like when big news breaks. Like I want to hear his thoughts on Ten Hag and the season and stuff like that. Daniel says, no, we aren't happy in third. Yeah, that's my point. Eddie says Liverpool still had a better season than Spurs by far. Come on. I'm not saying no. Now don't mistake what I say, Eddie. You're misunderstanding. That's the word I'm looking for. You're misunderstanding. Thank you, just what I'm saying. Liverpool on paper had a better season than Spurs without question. My point is, if you look at the Premier League table solely, Spurs fans will be happier than Liverpool fans. You ain't happy coming second. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You ain't happy being second in the Premier League. Liverpool's aim was to finish first. For me, so you're not happy with that.
Let's be honest. I rate Diaz. He definitely has had an amazing impact to Liverpool. But let's be honest. Certain games he doesn't really started. Klopp was like, I still need you to put in. But Kuszewski had to go straight away in the deep runs in a team that was struggling to kind of find consistency just in the first place. And this Liverpool team is far superior to just get into and like, okay, you know what? I'm a good player, but I can still have time to kind of get used to the system because I know there's 10 other, like, you can argue class to world-class players in that team already. Where Kulusevski goes to a team where he looks like behind him is Emerson Royal as right wing back, then he can only look really at Kane and Son. The rest of the team is kind of meaty. Same with Bentancur kind of thing, but like his partner's horrible. You know what I mean?
He's exactly what you're saying, Jess. And sign of the season is Conte, to be fair, says Daniel. Timo, what are you telling me? You good? Was you at the bridge today?
Yes, I was at the bridge, but
okay. How was it?
It was nice. It was nice to be at the bridge. farewell to Mr. Dave. Could be your last game as well. Rudigers, thanks for the memories. Who else? Andreas Christensen as well. Apparently, he's not in the squad, but he's going to leave as well in the season. It was all emotional all around, man. This last game of the season. It's pretty much straightforward though, even though our game's a bit. But hey, got a goal winner by Ross Barkley. Who would have seen that coming?
Well, right up. Daniel says, yeah, say serious, for real, absolutely. You would have fought Ross Barkley. Maybe you're not keeping. Bluey says, if Liverpool lose the Champions League, it'll be a huge banner year after. Oh yeah, they're under immense pressure to win that Champions League, Bluey. Don't get it mistaken. Liverpool fans will try and downplay it. Well, some of them will. They are under immense pressure after all the quadruple talk. This world-class manager, all these world-class players. If they end with just a domestic trouble, just a domestic double, and haven't won either of the major two trophies, that's a failure. I don't care what anyone says. They're not built. Their aim isn't to win. Liverpool's aim isn't to win the FA Cup and League Cups. They're bonuses. They aim for the Premier League and the Champions League because they are one of the best teams in Europe. You could argue they're top two. So their aim is much different. Same way City are in that bracket. I put Real Madrid in that bracket. I put Bayern Munich in that bracket. Any elite team at the highest level. So I'm not talking in name. I'm talking about in terms of talent as well, people. When United have been successful, that was United's aim. The aim at the start of the season for big clubs who are at the highest level is domestic title, Champions League. Everything else is a bonus. FA Cups, League Cups. If it's in Spain, Copa del Rey. If it's Germany, the Pokal Cup. If it's France, it's the Coupe de France. But if you're in France, it's Champions League, League 1. And when I say that, I'm talking about PSG. They're the two aims for that team. So this is not what they are under huge pressure. They end with just a domestic double. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I've seen Liverpool, like obviously I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans actually being.
It will be a nice summer holiday, man. Honestly.
Say that again, Timo. You sound distant. Say that again. You're breaking up.
I say it will be a nice summer holiday if that happened, bro. Nice summer holiday.
Oh, it'll be brilliant. I love it. And it could happen. Don't get it mistaken, people. Are Liverpool strong favourites for that game? Yes. Do they have the better team? Yes. Could they lose that game, though? Yes, because Real Madrid have the best player on the pitch. And when you have the best player on the pitch in an attacking area who's in the form of his life, they have a shot. Chelsea are a better side than Real Madrid. Manchester City are a better side than Real Madrid. You can argue PSG are a better side than Real Madrid. I
don't even think you can argue that. Like, I think there's, considering like when everybody looked at each other's sport at the beginning of this season, everybody said nobody was putting Real Madrid close to like in top 3. So it's like, yeah, I think they have done a really good job getting to the final. And I always say this: a final is a final. Like everybody can beat anybody. Like, you can never take a team for granted.
Thanks. And Eddie says here, 90 leagues. Also, United went 27 without a league, and Chelsea 50. Every team has a drought. Look at Arsenal and United now. Yeah, and when we went through them droughts, our fan base would have been pissed. I'm not old enough. When I was born into United being successful. Now this drought's killing me, so I will never accept it. But hey, Eddie, whatever you have to tell yourself to lie to yourself is calm, innit? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, no, I'm not. But at the start of the season, most of us finishing below United and Chelsea who apparently had better squads. I didn't see anybody say within reason that United should be finishing above Liverpool. I had Chelsea above you lot. Yes, I did do that. But my point still stands is Liverpool's aim, whether you like it or not, Eddie, was to win the league. That was their aim. Your aim wasn't to finish second. Your aim wasn't to finish third. Your aim was to finish top of the Premier League. That's the beyond. Same way your aim is to win the Champions League. You don't have your team with your manager and invest in that manner to win an FA Cup and League Cup. That's just the facts. You might be you an exception to the rule. Then go talk to your Liverpool fans. I guarantee. I know Liverpool fans are distraught right now. Off that, distraught, absolutely distraught. Yo, Nippin, what are you saying?
I'm good.
Are you driving?
No, I'm a passenger.
Okay. All right, cool. I was just making sure you weren't driving. That's all. What are you saying? No, you good?
I always hide my camera when I'm driving.
I was just making sure.
Flawless.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
You know what's
Yeah,
funny?
I'm in the back of an Uber.
Yeah, man. Do your thing. Make sure you 5-star your guy in that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you 5-star. Big up to Dan who's always in the cut. As always, he says, I said it at the start of the season, we'll finish 10th, and not surprisingly, we did after Brighton and Leicester both won. Can't wait for a rebuild next season if there is one, but can't trust these owners yet. I think Bruno Lage done a decent job, though. I think he did a decent job with the Wolves, considering he was going in here, he was unknown. We didn't know how he was going to react, and Wolves were like flying high. You kind of fell away towards the last stages of the season, but you was in a top 4/top 6 race. Probably to finish 10th is probably disappointing, but if you rebuild, you can potentially go again. You can.
Next season, every team now they got Holland next season. Yeah, they got Holland next season. Every team in the Premier League will look at it, right? All right, this is not going to be a straight. This is going to be a long title race. Holland is the last missing piece that they need. City went to Dortmund and got him. That's the worst thing that could have happened.
Timo, can I ask you a question, if that's okay?
Go on.
Go on, ask him. Ask him.
Yeah. Don't you think it'll take time for Holland to adapt to the Premier League, though? Because every signing Pep has made, they haven't hit the ground running in the first season.
I'll let Timo answer. Timo, do you hear what he said?
That could happen, yeah. I get. You know what, with Haaland, yeah, I think he's a different player than any other player. Like, if you look at Sancho, look at other Bundesliga players that have came to the Premier League, it's like, yeah, I just think with Pep's system, and I think because the preseason as well, this summer as well.
Yo, you're breaking up, fam. You're breaking up.
No, I'm just gonna keep it simple, share. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, me too. I believe he's going to be.
Go on, Jez. Give us your thoughts. I'm gonna give my thoughts on this because I don't. Similar to that, maybe it's just being the way I am. Like, I don't get the Haaland why he'd struggle. Same way with the Mbappe thing, like him staying at PSG. But go on, Jez. I'll let you go. You go, fam.
I just don't see how Haaland is going to struggle. I only see it from like had an injury kind of problem and concerns. I get that from that extent, but I explained it already before on a Q&A, so I don't really go into that too much. But just from a footballing perspective, he's a striker. He doesn't need to be dribbling 3-4 type players. He doesn't need to do certain rotations where like he needs to learn. Like he probably needs to learn how to time his runs, his positioning for what Pep wants it to be, where he on the field. But Carly has the instinct for a striker. If somebody's going to cross it into the box, near post, back post, he's going to be there. So I don't think he will really struggle. I don't think people are probably going to try to tell him he needs to do some unrealistic targets, hitting like, let's say 30 goals in the league. I think that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
For him, having like a 20-goal season, I think that's a good season.
Yeah, and this is the thing is that's why I don't think like him struggling is him scoring 15 goals.
Yeah,
like he's still like that, and I see that even if he lands and he struggles, why do people think he's going to struggle? I don't get it. We see players less talented in worse teams come over here and score Premier League goals. Me and Matisse were talking about this yesterday. I think did Pukki not score 11 goals this season for Norwich in the Premier League or something like that?
He scored double digits.
He scored 11. So the team that finished bottom, their striker scored 11. The team second from bottom, shout out to Watford, Dennis got double digits. So Dennis and Pukki playing for the two worst teams in the league can hit double digits. But Haaland's going to come to a better side where they're going to create a bucket load of chances and he's going to struggle.
But flawless.
I just don't understand the logic.
Rodri,
go on, explain.
No, look at the chain of Pep's signing.
Rodri,
he struggled in the first season. Grealish, I think he'll have a stellar season next season.
I think he'll be better, yes. Yeah.
Sterling, he had a bad first season as well.
Was he bad?
Forgetting this.
Was he bad? No. Was it bad? Was Sterling's first season bad? I don't think it was bad. I think you're over exaggerating that. I think that's a bit too harsh.
Nippon, can I ask you a question real quick on the Haaland
Go
situation?
ahead.
What is a bad season for Haaland next season? For
Yeah, tell me what's a bad. That's a great question. Yeah, what's a bad season?
I see a lot of people say he's
Okay,
gonna
bad
have
season for Haaland. If he scores less than 15 goals, it's a failure for him. His
What, across
standards.
all competitions or in the league?
In the league. I mean, people
if he
are
scores-
hyping him up. People are hyping him up to be the next
Okay.
the next big thing.
All right.
He needs to score at least 15 goals.
So you see
not
him
be a
scoring
flop.
less than okay. So if you're a betting man, would you bet on him not scoring more than 15 goals next season in the league for Manchester City?
I'm not a betting man, but I
No.
think he will
You're not.
score.
Neither am I. No. That's why I'm asking. I'm not a betting man, but I'm saying if you could put money on it, you could put a pound on it either way, and it was Haaland's going to score over 15 goals in the Premier League or score less. What would you think he does?
I think he will score around 15 goals.
Yeah, so he'll score over 15 goals. This is what I'm saying.
In or
Injury,
around.
it's
I
only
don't
injury.
see him hitting the. I don't see him hitting the 20 goal mark in his first season. I will gladly swallow my words if I'm proved wrong.
I could see him doing that easily just because of the amount. I reckon he'll score 20. So I could see around that. At very worst, I think he scores 18. At the very, very worst, that's in the league, people, and that's injury.
That's what I'm
obviously,
saying.
coming
That's
in.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying.
But 8, that's not a bad
goals.
return. I don't think.
That's why I'm. That's what
I
I'm
don't see
saying.
him.
If he scores,
Go on.
do you see
Go
him
on, bro.
competing for the Golden Boot next season?
Yes, I could see that happening. Yes. How many goals is the
see
Golden
him
Boot this
winning it?
season? How many goals is the Golden?
think-
How many goals is it?
This is Jez's department.
20,
This is
yeah,
Jez's
23. Yes.
department.
You know why? Just simply because of the amount of chances that City create. That's why. They create too many chances. He could miss 2-3 chances a game, and I still think he'd score over 15 goals. There isn't a team. Is there a team, Jez? You might know this better than me. I don't think there's a team that create more chances than them, like on a game-to-game basis.
All I'm saying is
Not that I would not.
all I'm saying is that just given on history, that's why I'm a bit skeptical about Haaland. But yeah, I wouldn't be. I expect him to score double digits next season in the Prem.
Paul definitely scored double digits. Like I say,
That's the thing,
injuries.
but the thing was like the way I heard people talk about Haaland is like when they say, "Oh yeah, he's gonna have a bad season," it's like he's gonna score less than 10 goals. But most people they will never even tell you he's gonna score less than 10 goals. So for me, a season where he contributes 13 to between 13 to obviously 13 and more goals, I think that's a good first season considering that always people tell you he struggles and most players in Pep system struggle in his first season. I think it's a good season then. And for me, it's like
Cheers.
with Chelsea. Before you go on, considering with Chelsea, all we said with Lukaku, but they just needed a striker to score goals. Not remembering the type of player that Lukaku is, not
Yes.
remembering that you see once Lukaku started coming in, the chances creation and the way even Chelsea create chances, it changed completely and it got worse compared to last season. So it's like for me in City, I'm struggling to believe that they're not going to be able to create the same chances that they were creating this season or the season previous before. And all I say, Haaland's a big unit as well. I don't think physicality wise he will struggle. So for me, I'm struggling to believe that he's going to have a bad season. For me, a bad season is when he scores less than 10 goals. That's simple.
Jez, I just want to ask you: is that you in your picture?
No, that's not me.
That's Jez, man. That's Jez Whitey, man. Lovely sweater, that Jez, man. It's a lovely
Speaking
sweater.
about that season, unless it's getting injured,
You're breaking up, fam. You're breaking up.
We can't hear you, Timo.
Give me a sec, I think it's popping the airport.
You're breaking up, fam.
Might be the airport. I'll be back. Give me a sec.
All right, no stress, man. Yeah, me get that sorted. It's all well and good. Bluey says, Snoop says here, big up to Snoop as well because AC Milan won the league title as well. So shout out to Snoop, he was gassed. Talking about Haaland like he's great. We have real strikers out there the God and Francis main striker, whatever you gotta tell yourself, Snoop. See, this is the biggest thing then. Will Haaland stay fit? Will Haaland stay fit throughout the season or in important moments? That's the key. Will he stay fit? I think that's a bigger issue than him being successful on the pitch, is getting him on the pitch. I look at him.
Haaland. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Because this is not going to be like Bundesliga is not the same as Premier League. This is high competitive league. I would not be surprised if he like scores 10 goals due to the amount. I would not be surprised.
So wait. So this is what we need to. So this is what we need to. So you think? So no. You said less than 10. I'm gonna let you land, but before I let you land, the reason why I have to cut you off. So you think Haaland's gonna land at Manchester City and score less goals in a season than Pukki did for Norwich this season? That's wild to me.
It depends on the injuries. No. Let me rephrase it again.
Yeah,
it depends on the injuries that he's gonna have. Do you think that he's gonna stay healthy for the whole season?
I don't think he needs to stay healthy for the whole season to get 10 goals.
Yes, like people have to understand. He is a City. They will rotate him. He's not going to play every game. Like,
Cheers.
Remember when they said about Harry Kane last season? When he said in the summer.
My point is, My point is,
listen to this, bro. People were saying when Harry Kane comes to City last summer, his injury going to be, and his injury record is going to be a concern because usually he always gets injured at a certain time of the season. And I always said they're going to rotate him. It's the same shit.
My point is, I don't think you cannot categorize as a bad season if he scores like 10 goals and like because of the injuries that he's had. Let's say if he injures a lot, but still scores 10 goals. I don't think you cannot categorize that as a bad season.
Well, that is a bad season because it's not a bad season in terms of his goals. It's him being on the pitch. If you sign somebody for that amount of money and they play, let's say he plays 22 matches. Say he plays 22 matches out of 38. That's not enough. That's a bad season in terms of injuries, not in terms of on the pitch. Now, if he scores 12 goals in them 22 games, that's not the issue. You need to get on the pitch to play. Fam, you're a Lakers fan. What do you man always complain about with AD? Can't stay fit. You man have no issue with AD's. You have no issue with AD's skill. It's not skill level thing. It's because he can't get on the court.
AD is not Haaland.
No. I'm not saying he is Haaland. No. I'm not comparing the two. What I'm talking about is in terms of being on the. I'm talking about getting on the pitch. That's all it is. I'm talking about getting on the pitch. If so, you telling me if Haaland plays 22 games next season, that's not a poor season. Forget his goal return. I'm saying you telling me that's not a poor season.
If he had injuries, then yes, like
that's my point. That's my point. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I said.
I always said this: availability is the best ability that you can have as a footballer. Especially, you got to consider he's going to come in for around 300k a week. They spend big money on him, and he has like a release clause when it says, "Oh yeah, teams can buy him for like 150 million euros." So it's big. So it's like he's considered as a big player in that team. He's going to earn more money than a lot of their main guys in general. So it's like, if he can't stay fit, but still, for me, it can't be considered as a bad season. Like I said, it will be depending. But for me, the whole Haaland bad season thing, people always mention, oh yeah, he's going to have this and that, but they will never mention you. This is what this bad season is going to look like. They're never going to mention them. This is my issue. And be specific with it. All I want to ask. And
that's how I'm looking at it. Like in terms of I don't see him having like a bad season as long as he stays fit. Is my point. I think he's too good. I think they create too many chances. I'm not saying he comes and scores 35 goals in the Premier League. I'm not saying that, but I think he gets. I think any half decent striker at Manchester City gets 15. You play any. I think if you take any striker from the top 10 right now, and they play 38 games in that Manchester City side, they all score 15. They all score 15.
So you're saying Danny Ings will score 15 goals for Man City?
Who did you say, Nippon?
Danny Ings.
Yes, Danny Ings would score 15 goals for Manchester City. Yes, if he played 38 games a season, yes. 100%. I think I'd score 3 goals. I think I'd get 4 or 5 goals from Manchester City in an attacking position just because of the amount of chances they create. I think we're really sleeping on the amount of chances they miss and how much they create. They create a lot of chances, a hell of a lot. And one thing we know about Haaland is he's clinical.
Okay, so what you're talking about, a player, literally, he's not going to play 60 games in the season next season, though.
Haaland, maybe. That's the conversation that we're having. But again, that changed throughout the debate, because what I'm saying is that's the only way Haaland, to me, doesn't get 15 goals or more is injuries. If he plays 32 matches, he's going to score more than 15 goals, to me. Why is he not? Like I mentioned, Pukki finished bottom of the league with Norwich and scored 11. I think Dennis finished second.
How many goals would Pukki score with Man City?
He'd probably get 15. If you get 11 with Norwich, you'd probably get 15 because you're missing so many.
Yeah.
You're missing because you're getting so many chances. Like, it's not like at Norwich where if he misses the chances, you're getting 2, 3, 4 probably good chances per game.
Pukki would fit any team regardless.
Like Dennis would score goals for him. Like I said, any shot, you have to be really, really poor striker to not score goals in that City team with all that creative talent around you. With Sterling and Mahrez and Grealish and Gundogan and De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, and Cancelo and Walker and Zinchenko. The list goes on. Haaland gonna be fine.
What's your thoughts on people thinking the league isn't a wrap for the next 10 years?
A lot can change in 10 years.
Yeah, right. I don't know who says that in general because I haven't been seeing that narrative. But for me, it's I think there's it's a childish in a way a childish narrative because over the 10 years ago, the City gonna win the league 4 or 5 times.
Respond.
Yeah, this is why this generation of football fans, not just
overreactive.
Just collecting some petrol, guys.
No stress, man. Do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do. Eddie's saying it. You lot, again, continue to get your questions in. It don't necessarily have to be on the Haaland thing. Go on.
You look at that man.
Go on, Timo. Go on, fam.
No, it's disconnected. You don't continue. No, you don't continue because I'll connect literally.
Oh, you disconnected. Well, yeah, I was just saying, people, continue to get your questions in. Like I said, they don't have to be on Haaland. They can be on whatever in regards to something we've mentioned already, something in regards to the end of the Premier League season, something else football related, or it can be another sport. It can be basketball. It can be boxing. Let us know, people. And someone asked before as well about Lukaku, and it's like, how many goals did you expect him to score? Round about what he did. I expected him to land and score about 15 goals. That's what I was expecting. And I think
now he has to deliver a second season. Lukaku.
Yeah, got it. But yeah, go on, Jess. I want
to ask a question. Obviously, you're not Arsenal fan, but what would you rate this season in terms of considering with everything that's happened to this point? How would you rate this season? Because I think this season has been like a 5 out of 10 personally. Because I seen this question on AFTV. Surprisingly, a lot of Arsenal fans say it was a 7 out of 10 season.
I would have said 7 out of 10 if they didn't finish 5th in the manner in which they did.
Yeah.
If they were competing for that top 4 spot and didn't have such a stronghold, were in such a strong position on it, it'd be a different conversation. Yeah. So I was gonna say 5.5, 6 would probably be fair because they're back in Europe, which is major. To me, that gives you a flat 5. You've been out of Europe 2 seasons in a row. You finished 8th back to back. So to then bounce back and finish 5th, cool. Arsenal should have finished 4th. They were what? Were they 10 points clear of you lot? Was it 12 points?
They were 12.
Yeah.
12?
I'll give them a 3 just because they crack under pressure. I think these kind of games, like the Spurs game, especially Newcastle. I think was it one of the interviews I saw earlier? Give me a second. He said that these Arsenal teams always crack under pressure, and then he said like these players need to learn how to.
How to what? You broke up, fam?
Yeah, I think you broke up.
You broke up. Yo, Nippin, just jump back on when you're in the car, fam. It's cool. Where else was that was going to get to?
Timo, that your connection is.
Yeah, your connection's moving dodgy. But Timo mentioned something there. I wanted to get to that when he was like Lukaku, and he was like he has to deliver next season. I told everybody about Lukaku at the start of this current season. I told everybody like he's not. Did I expect more from him? Yes, because I expected Chelsea to win the league. They were my pick. However, pardon me, I was expecting. Not expecting. Yeah, I was expecting more from Chelsea overall and him, but he just shown all his deficiencies. Haaland. Lukaku's showing all his deficiencies. He's just not that level. He's just not that good at striker. He's one of those. He's very good at certain things, but what he's bad at, he's very bad at. That's what I would say.
I think with Lukaku, like I said this before, like I thought when he came in, I thought Tuchel's gonna adapt his system to a way where like not he gives up totally to just benefit him, but to a way where Lukaku can get fit in. But Tuchel didn't decide to do that because he probably realized it probably wasn't worth it. Which I understand. And if you don't think a player is good, it needs to be a really big player. Like Lukaku's not the type of player where like, okay, fuck it, I'm literally changing everything to make sure he works out. And I raise it, to be honest, because you don't just spend nearly 100 million just not to make a player fit a player to us or play to a system suited for that player, but because the whole rest of the team doesn't really fit the system in any ways. But I do look at Tuchel a little bit though. It's more like if you really did not want him, you have to go to the people and say you don't want Lukaku. And I think he just didn't know about Lukaku. Nothing was just pleasing because he's like, okay, there's just something in it. Like for me, it's like because I still like I have to be honest. What is a Tuchel striker? What is a Tuchel attacker?
We don't know. We legit don't know because he's bought no pieces. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
And even when usually you could kind of answer this question by going back to his older teams, but even his oldest teams, like not saying that the attack are mediocre, but at PSG, obviously he had just world class like Mbappe and Neymar, and then he just put some random guy up top. So we don't, and then it's Dortmund. He had Aubameyang there, and Aubameyang, and he was there when Aubameyang was what's it called? Wanted to leave the club. So it's like I don't know what the Tuchel striker is. I would like to ask a Chelsea fan in the chat if Timo comes back or Nibbler.
I think we're going to find out.
What's the Tuchel striker?
Tuchel system. You asked Tuchel system.
No, that's about a striker.
Yeah. No, because my question to Chelsea fans is, even to the people in the chat, what is a Tuchel striker? What in the market right now that you can look at and say you can get right now and tell me he fits the system.
Oh yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
I'll keep that. So I'll have a think.
Yeah, that's a think. It's a good question.
It's not because a lot of people say you need to get. I see a lot of Chelsea fans say you need to get rid of Lukaku, which I agree with 100%. But who is coming in? Haaland is gone already. Mbappe, obviously, I don't think he was never going to come to Chelsea, especially with the type of money he demanded or whatever. So what is a Tuchel striker? Because I don't know. And I just want to know.
Well, no, and I think we're going to find out. Like once he starts bringing in his own attacking players, whether it's nines, whether that's wide players, 10s, 8s, then we'll start to figure out, even the wing backs, then we'll start to figure out what his type of striker is. Daniel says Manchester City or Liverpool will win it next year. More than likely, it will take a mammoth turnaround, whether that's Chelsea, whether that's Spurs, Arsenal, United, and I don't see any of those teams doing
No. I don't see Spurs doing sod all. Sorry, Jazz.
That's what I just said. I legit just said that. I said I don't see any of them teams challenging them.
No. Nippon, I think you there's nobody, even the Spurs from Mr. Belief, we're gonna be automatically, even if you get to come to like even 7-9 players, believe we're gonna go and challenge the league because you gotta remember just challenging with them, considering they've been going at each other for like good amount of years with high amount of points, the level of consistency, the stress and everything. You can't just come in and just say fuck it one summer and then I do the same. You can't. You need time, you need consistency, and you need to build a relationship with the squad as well, between players. So it doesn't work like that.
What happened to Timo?
He'll be back. We're just having connection issues.
I think some Chelsea fans were underestimating him. But yeah.
Arsenal have been fourth for the longest this year. Yeah, you're right, Daniel. He also said I told people about Lukaku. No one listened. Dan said if Salah and Mane do leave by the next few seasons, I can't see who they can get that will impact and beat City for the title again, unless someone unknown, underrated, new future star comes in that I don't know.
Oh, for Salah, that person will definitely not replace in terms of goal output like Salah does, but definitely a good replacement to look out for. I think Anthony is a perfect guy.
I was going to say Rafinha, but yeah.
Rafinha too.
Rafinha ain't going nowhere now that Leeds have stayed up.
No, Rafinha can still go.
Yeah, why can't Rafinha be sold?
He can't. Every player is sellable.
Yeah, every player has their price. You know what I'm saying?
But
Same way with Super
their price. But what if Rafinha wants to be like, nah, I'm going to be treated like a hero here. Whereas if I go to another team, I'll just be treated like another player.
You have to understand. He already has an agreement with Barcelona. The guy is just waiting for the team to come in and dip. You think he wants to play another season there at Leeds?
Yeah, he wants to. Nobody wants to be at Leeds.
Okay, Flawless. I'm gonna direct the question at you. Would you rather be a legend at a club that you supported, i.e., Man United, and play for them? Or would you rather go to a team with more ambition and just be another player there? You won't be a legend. The Coutinho situation, basically.
What did I win? I'm all about winning. Forget being a legend. What did I win? What did I win more?
The fans. I don't care about hearts.
That. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't care about all that. You ask me a question, I do not care. What did I win more? Where did I win more? That's what I'm on. Where did I win Premier Leagues or domestic titles or Champions Leagues? Don't give me this fairy tale nonsense. I don't care about being a legend. Because if I win trophies, you know why? Because if I win trophies, they're gonna call me a legend. See how that works? If I win multiple trophies, they're gonna call me a legend.
You know what that is? Emotional attachment. That's why.
Yeah, man. Like that's it is. I always want to win trophies. If I'm a professional footballer, my aim is to win trophies.
Oh, 100%.
So if you're Rafinha, what are you staying at Leeds for? If Barcelona, Liverpool, Manchester United, Real Madrid coming for you, why would you stay at Leeds?
Not Man United, because Leeds and Man United hate each other.
Okay, but we took their best player before, so what's the difference? What's the difference?
Haven't owners of teams got and like, you know, for example, Levy will never sell to Arsenal or Chelsea. Don't Leeds' owner have something similar with United?
No. Since when?
100%, no, 100%. Because you have to understand, Leeds is not Arsenal or Chelsea, where like they're in close to Leeds. Like they literally just came off a season.
But Arsenal and Chelsea are bigger clubs than Tottenham, Jez.
Okay, but now you're using. Go on, Jez.
It doesn't matter because
I don't know what he's talking about.
Because you have to understand, if United come in with a £75 million offer for Rafinha, you think they're gonna say no to that? Leeds Football Club, considering they were nearly about to get relegated. They would lose so much profit this season just because they would have gotten relegated. And considering they don't have that much money, Arsenal and Chelsea have a lot of money, and they can compete with each other. It doesn't matter if we are not near Chelsea's level. That doesn't matter. We don't want to strengthen another rival where we want to get to. Leeds is never gonna, in any time soon, be close to Man United any sort of way. So what they need to do, they need to even sell. If they sell Rafinha, that's even be a good thing, because you got to consider for how much they bought him. It's a massive profit. So they will 100% sell to United. Calvin Phillips, for example, I've seen a report saying just because of his relationship to Leeds, that's why he might want to reject United. But Rafinha doesn't have any sort of connection to Leeds United. He's just a player. He's from Brazil. He came from France. He didn't grow up as a Leeds fan. So it's a whole different situation.
The only Premier League team I see coming in for Calvin Phillips is Liverpool.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah, and Nuz is right. Yeah, we sold him Dan James. Yeah, I forgot about that. We sold him Dan James this season. So we do business.
Was he your best player? Let's be real. Was he your best player?
What's that got to do with anything? We still do business. You know what I'm saying? That's back to your original point. Like, if United go in for Rafinha, which I hope happens, we'd sign Rafinha. Big up to Gogo as well. You know what I'm saying? United States to Great Britain. I love that. Big up. Eddie's saying, to be fair, United finished second as much as we have when City won the league. Hey, is what it is. Yeah, pretty much, Daniel. Rafinha wants trophies not to become a legend, like most players. Most players are on that. Like, most players, like, if you offer them trophies, they're going to say, yeah. Why has Rudiger left Chelsea? Is it because of history or money? I think it's both. It's both. Why would you not go to Real Madrid at this point? If you're him.
And he won the Champions League with Chelsea, so it's like
Yeah.
he left with something good.
I won the champs. Probably not going to win the Premier League anytime soon. Go Real Madrid and try to win the champs again. Go win La Liga. Why not? Yeah, Timo, no worries, man. He says in a bit people connection done me day. Still on the way back. No stress.
Don't worry.
But yeah, like that Real Madrid rebuild's looking good. I'm just surprised Pogba hasn't gone there, but we moved. It's a whole other conversation.
I saw Pogba's going back to Juve.
Yeah, he is. It's looking that way.
It's not 100%, but it's looking that way. Unless PSG is not going to come in and actually want to get him. But it's weird. Like PSG haven't, probably because they've just been busy with the whole Mbappe thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how PSG to proper PSG thing going to go. But if PSG doesn't want to go in for him like that, I think he's going back to Europe. I should ask though, if he ends up in Europe, how would you feel about Pogba going back to Europe? Because I personally feel like there's a career ender for me. Like you ain't really gonna do much there anymore.
Yo, hella underwhelming. That's how I look at it. Not that it's a bad move. It's just very, very. It's just extremely.
I think it's a very
underwhelming.
Bad move, to be honest. I think it's a very bad.
Is Ray hiding, by the way?
Of course, your boy Ray's hiding. Of course, you know what I'm saying.
Come outside! Come outside, Liverpool fans! Where are you?
Come on.
They don't want to know. Them only sing when you winning, duns and that. Man ain't got nothing to say. Man ain't got nothing to say.
You're not singing anymore.
Facts.
You're not singing anymore.
Yo, you need to nip and tweet him right now. And be like,
not singing. You're not singing. You're not singing anymore. You're not singing anymore.
Hey, Nippin, you need to tweet him that, innit? And tweet him that and tell him you're not singing anymore.
He'll probably block me.
Yeah, he won't block you, man. He likes you too much. Don't worry about that. He won't block you. All the abuse I've given him today, he won't block you because he's not blocked me yet. Don't worry about it. Where else we at?
You employ him though.
Yeah, but still, he's still here though, isn't it?
You don't block your boss.
Yeah, he's ignored me before though. Like after they drew to Spurs, he didn't talk to me for like 3-4 days. I ignored my phone call.
He'll probably be back after they win the Champions League or something.
You crazy if you think I'm doing a Q&A after they win the Champions League. It's a Sunday. Yeah, it's a Sunday because the Q&A is the Sunday, so I'll probably end up doing it. And there won't be a watch along for it as well, people. Just letting you lot know now.
Oh, come on, that's not Man City, Liverpool.
Nippin,
Real Madrid.
Are you doing one on your channel, yeah?
Maybe.
All right, see, look at this guy. I should do one. Man said maybe. You do one. You do one.
I'm called NS Sports TV, not NS Chelsea TV.
Yeah, so NS Sports. So you do it then, innit? That's your thing. You do the Champions League final then.
Okay.
I ain't even watching up for that shit. You think I want to be on stream with Liverpool potentially winning the Champions League? Absolutely not. I was on stream today, well, yesterday technically now, and they almost won the Premier League. That was horrible. That feeling was horrible.
But you've won. At what cost though? Because your other most hated rivals have won it too.
Nah, they're third on the list. They're
third. Nobody
second.
Arsenal.
City or
Arsenal.
You hate Arsenal more than City.
Absolutely, yes.
If I was a United fan, this is what my list would be: Man City, Liverpool, then Arsenal.
Respectfully, I gotta be real, bro. Like nobody really looks at City as like the main rival. Nobody does. Like
who's winning more?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it's like bro. City fans trying to force this kind of rivalry between Spurs and City. Bro, I see West Ham more as a rival than City, bro. I don't know what them man trying to do. Like you guys go and win your trophies.
What? West Ham wins sod all.
And what?
Why?
But it doesn't matter. I have more hate for West Ham than for City. I don't care if City win.
Let's go.
Let's be honest. Bro. Nobody here sits here implies that City won the league today, other than Liverpool fans, because they know how close it was. Because
I'm kind of pissed. I'm not gonna lie, because Man City are now level with Chelsea in terms of Premier League.
Yeah, that's Nippon. You know what? That's a you problem. You guys need to fix that.
Hey, fix up, Nippon. Hold that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not my problem.
That's how you problem. That's how you problem. Hold that. Eddie says, I get everyone's relieved Liverpool haven't won another trophy, but some United and Everton Chelsea fans celebrating is embarrassing for teams that won that. Nah, man, I'm with that. I'll be shameless. United could be in League 2 and Liverpool could be challenging for Premier Leagues and Champions League, and I'll still be happy when you don't win a trophy. I couldn't care less.
You can't be shameless like that, though, man. Come on.
Of course I could. Why can't I?
Because you haven't won anything.
Don't care. I don't care.
Right, this is Sarcasm.
To be fair, I'd be shameless if Arsenal went trophyless and I was shameless when Arsenal went trophyless.
Okay, I couldn't care less.
There's nothing wrong with about being
less. Football in this era is all about trophy and the P's, not a drama or a legend one club stat. Look at Harry Kane, for example. Does he really want to stay at Spurs as a legend in his mind? Hell no. This is why he tried to leave. That's why he's walking around golf courses with Gary Neville in there.
Even right now, unless we back Conte, the guy doesn't want to stay. And if we let Conte go because we didn't back him, he definitely 100% is gonna force a move, isn't it?
But Spurs isn't the problem when you want to leave Spurs. Daniel Levy is. That guy's a leech.
He's still the owner of Tottenham, though, and this is the issue, though. Like I said, for me, though, being a legend is overrated this year. Nobody really cares about legends. It's about, for me, I want to create my legacy by winning trophies. You don't get in a legacy just because you stay at the club. People at your club probably respect you, but you don't get the respect from other people. And I want respect from other people. It's not just the people at my club.
And even forget the respect. I want the trophies. The goddamn trophies. That's what I've been trying to do. We win trophies.
100%.
Yeah, and Surfer says it here. It's not even shamelessness. It's called being a football fan. If you can't laugh at your rivals not winning, then it is what it is. And yeah, Daniel, you smart. Wait, before you go, Nippin, one sec. You can answer that. Let me just respond to this. Also, Daniel, yes, we are celebrating. But the reason why we enjoy Liverpool not winning the league because their fans are so fucking annoying. That's why. They're annoying. But that's not a shot at Liverpool. Everybody's fan base, apart from Manchester City, because they ain't got no fans. Fan base is annoying. Chelsea fans are annoyed. Chelsea fans annoyed the shit out of me this entire season. I'm so happy that you lot got knocked out of that Champions League. Everyone was here. Jez, you was here when we had to put up with we're gonna win the league, we're gonna win the European Cup 2 times in a row, blah blah blah. With all this
feeling is all mutual.
Yeah, absolutely. At the start of the season, hearing from Lewis. Wait, one sec. And like I was hearing from Lewis, we got R9, Cristiano Ronaldo gonna have to give R9 a guard of honor at Old Trafford because we played them late, and like there's gonna be more titles. Chelsea would have lifted more titles at Old Trafford than United have and all this crap. Everyone's fan base is annoying. You know what I'm saying? Apart from City, because they only got 10 fans. That's why. That's what it is.
Then what the fuck gives a fuck about?
I'm not gonna lie, Flawless. I was happy you guys got knocked out by Atletico.
Of course you was. You're supposed to be happy.
I was shameless all over Twitter. I was
not shameless. You're supposed to be happy. Yeah. I don't want any English team to do well in Europe apart from my own. 100%. That's it. I didn't want West Ham to win the Conference League or the Europa League, whatever. I don't want to win that. Fuck that. How would you having no success?
Okay, what are your thoughts on the old school fans, like myself, for example?
Go on. In what sense? What do you mean?
Like who only want their main rivals not to do well.
Oh, so you're not. So you wouldn't care if, say, trying to think, if Wolves won a league title, it wouldn't bother you, type shit.
Nope. Because
you say it probably wouldn't bother me. And no. I tell a lie. It would only It would only bother me if it was my team that I was competing with. So if United were competing with Wolves for a league title and they beat us to the league title, yes, I dislike them. Now, if Liverpool or City or Chelsea or Arsenal were competing with Wolves for a league title and Wolves won it, I'm not fussed. Like when Leicester won it, I ain't fussed.
Look, even if Chelsea were competing with Wolves for a title, I wouldn't be pissed if they won it. because they won't catch up with us. They're never catching up. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not like it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I'd be more pissed if a team like, no offense, Arsenal or even Man United.
yeah, because there's more rivalry there. That's why. Of course, you don't want to see your rivals do well.
Like I said, for me, if it's not my team, I'm pissed.
Yeah,
I'm
For me,
especially in Europe. I don't want to see anyone win the Champions League.
Because I seen Norwich fans talk about not wanting Arsenal to finish top 4 the day before we played them. Of course, literally in the Norwich comments in the Twitter, all there was please Spurs, please beat Spurs. We need you to beat Spurs. I'm like, oh, Norwich fans had enough of that and said, nah, we don't even want you guys to finish 4th.
Nah,
So it's like,
So wait. Norwich fans wanted them to lose, just so that Arsenal don't make top 4.
I respect Norwich fans. That's the attitude that has to be done. Yo, they were relegated. It don't make no difference.
What type of tin pot mentality is that, though?
That
Wanting
ain't
your
tin pot,
own
man.
team to lose. Wanting your own team to lose, so that a certain team don't finish above.
oh, that's not because you're looking at it from like an out of context kind of thing. That's the issue.
Yep. Facts.
Because like, listen, imagine like you support a team that is not the craziest team in the world, like that. They ain't that team like that. And you have people in the comments keep telling you, please do that for us, please do that for us. And then when you don't do it, they call you shit in that. You would be like, yeah, you deserve this. Hold up, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm like I said, but for me,
How shameless
I'm
were you towards all the Arsenal fans today?
I was very shameless. I told them to hold that.
Hold that.
I was singing Super Mega Tata songs. I just
Hey, we can
Yes,
all
yes,
sing
I
that
was-
right now. We've
I
got
can't lie,
Super
I'm
Mega
tired.
Tata.
I've been singing
He knows exactly what we need. Ram Taney at the back. Gabby in attack. We're on our way to Europa League. All together now. We've got
Nippin over there having the time of his life, yo. Let's go, Nippin.
I'm smoking that Arsenal pack today.
Enjoy, man. Get off your chest,
I'm
man.
smoking that Arsenal pack.
Get off your
Inject
chest.
it into my freaking veins.
Yeah, man. Enjoy, fam.
Hold that. Hold that.
Yo, why is my TV not playing up? Anyways, this is what it is. Chelsea have 2 Champions Leagues, and that's great, but they have barely any league title. It's kind of crazy out there, like 6 or 7. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. Absolutely. And he also says, I just got Stan United and Chelsea. I have no real problem with City, Spurs, or even Arsenal, though their fans are annoying. Yeah, fair enough, innit? Everyone has different. Everyone's different. Even
Arsenal fans
fans
are
of the
more
same team.
insufferable than Chelsea fans.
Oh yeah, Arsenal fans are the worst.
I
I agree.
you both are insufferable. I'll be real.
Oh yeah. Every fan base is insufferable. However,
them and Arsenal. So the moment you start saying R9 with Lukaku, this is when you need to be arrested. I'm sorry.
man had enough, you know.
I've had enough. I've had enough.
That's it.
Flawless. You don't
Never
understand.
get
Like,
excited for a player again.
How can you associate that bum with that name?
Yeah, it's disrespectful. And you know what? It was a lot of people who was on this channel doing it, especially Lou. That's the first person I heard say that shit. Lewis talking absolute nonsense. R9. Yeah, Lewis, hold that. And Christensen's leaving. Hold that, fam. Hold that.
To be fair, only Lewis rates Christensen.
Nah, Christensen's a good defender. I rate him. Christensen's a good defender. Like, I'd take him at United. He's a good defender.
He would be another good bench player.
Yeah, man, good squad player. Like, I'd have him. Like, to me, he's the perfect third choice centre back. Yeah. Come in and do a job. Calm.
Just the Danish Lindelof.
No.
The Danish Lindelof.
He's better than Lindelof.
Lindelof is not good.
He's better than Lindelof. He's much better.
We're getting Kunde. Kunde will be an upgrade on Christensen.
Well, you think Lindelof's better than Christensen? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying Kunde will be an upgrade.
Talking to Jez. Go on, Jez. What are you going to say, fam?
No, what did you want to ask me, sorry?
Nah, because I said that Christensen's better than Lindelof.
Oh, 100%. Like that little brother. I don't know how he's still at United.
Bro, like, and he's just not good. He gets away with murder, but that's a whole other conversation. But yes, people, we will be bringing you the NBA watch along game 3 of the Western Conference Finals, Dallas Mavericks versus Golden State Warriors on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, people. So as soon as this stream ends, the Twitch stream will start. As soon as this one's done, the Twitch stream will start. So head over to the Twitch. For those that are new to Twitch, all you have to do is just download the app, sign up, absolutely free. And the same way you watch and comment in right now is the exact same thing you do on Twitch. Make sure you go follow the Sarcasm City TV Twitch as well, because we have content over there and it's not the same. So if you are a fan of the content over here, then you need to get over to the Twitch as well to get even new content. It's like BBC One, BBC Two. It's like Sky Sports 1, Sky Sports 2. You don't get the same content on this channel.
You're only getting half the content on the YouTube.
On the YouTube. So make sure you hit the like button here. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, but then make sure you follow the Twitch. Link is underneath in the description. Sarcasm City TV. We'll be going live there in about 5 minutes or so. I'm not sure what time this game actually tips off. But yeah, and you don't have to be a basketball fan either to be in the comments, because we just be running bants and jokes as it is anyway.
Oh, yeah, you guys can just come in, show. Maybe
Jess, who do you dislike more, Liverpool or Man City?
Oh, Liverpool easily.
Everyone dislikes Liverpool.
Where do they rank in your most hated teams?
Where?
Jess?
Liverpool.
Yeah.
So there's Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham.
Wait, you hate Chelsea more than Arsenal?
No, just no order.
Okay.
I would like to say Man United because there are some people that piss me off, and I think Man United 4th because of some people in the online, and then obviously Liverpool, City. I low-key hate more Leicester than City to prepare. No, actually no. Yes.
So wait, you hate United? You hate United more than you hate Liverpool?
Yeah, because I don't have Liverpool aren't like my direct like.
Flawless. Are you listening? Are you listening?
I knew this already.
Yeah, like, see, this is pretty much it. And by the way, listen, there's no order. Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham, Man United, Liverpool, Everton, Leicester, then City. So City's my 8th most hated team.
So what are Chelsea like your 3rd or your 2nd most? I'm assuming Arsenal are your 1st.
No, Arsenal's my 1st one. If I had to do it in the order, Chelsea probably 2nd, and then West Ham are 3rd.
West Ham. A lot of Tottenham fans I know obviously have Arsenal 1st, but a lot of them I know have West Ham 2nd and then Chelsea.
I get it. No, I get it because most of the time when we have games against West Ham, next thing we know when we beat them, shit. When we beat them, then you obviously see some racist stuff about one of our players when they lose to us. So that's why I understand when they probably put West Ham over Chelsea, because like with Chelsea at least like they've been at least been respectful.
I think I don't know who it is. I think Toby. You know, tap in Tobes.
Yeah, Tap in Tobes, yeah.
Shout out to him if he's listening. I think I remember him saying that he hates West Ham more than he hates Chelsea.
No, I understand it. I understand from his point of view why you would.
Yeah. Big up to Manj as well in the cut as well. Big up to Daddy says, I'd like to say a happy farewell to the useless legend himself, Mike Dean, after retiring now. Wow. That let us know how he really feels.
Mike Dean.
And Daniel, what is it? Is it a 10:02 start? Yeah? All right, cool. So that means we still got a little bit of time then before we head over there. Only a few minutes. Get your final few questions in, people, before we close out this Q&A. And don't worry, the Q&As will continue during the summer months. So you still
How much longer are you going on for, Flawless?
About 2 minutes. Literally. 2-3 minutes. Just to see what questions.
I won't be on immediately because I would like to just charge my laptop. I'm definitely going to be there second quarter or at halftime.
Yeah, man. Hopefully it's a decent game.
You might don't see me if it's not a decent game still.
Yeah, I can't lie, innit? I'm already yawning here, man. I can't be asked doing it as it is. It's like,
I'm happy that the football is finished because it's been an exhausting season still.
No, tell me about it. Jesus, I'm glad the season is done.
Can I ask you?
Go on, fam.
Can I ask you? Also, let me ask you the question as well. from your team's seasons, how much would you rate it out of 10?
Um,
I'll let you go first, Nick. Go on.
8. I'll say
Eight?
8
An 8.
because we won. Because we won. Okay, because we won trophies. Trophy
What
tax.
trophies? What trophy did you win?
The one they also called the
Club
Cup.
The
World
Club World
Cup.
Cup and the Super Cup. All right.
Yeah, still a trophy. Still a trophy.
Hey,
You have to win you have to win the best competition in world football to be in it.
Used to their own.
If
Get started as well. Yeah, go on.
if we hadn't won anything, I would have probably done a 5 or a 6.
Right,
Trophy
cool.
tax is real for me.
To me, before we close out, it's tough because I really feel like we lost so many battles, but we won the war because Ali left.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's a 12. Him leaving is a 12 out of 10. But the season was a write-off. But him leaving puts us in such a bad state going into next season. So we're already up. So it's tough. When I just look at it from a season, or Portland, it finished 6. Didn't do nothing. Probably a 4 overall. 3. Something like that. Well, anyways, people, we're closing out the show. I didn't realize the game actually started on time. So get over to the Twitch right now. I'm actually going to start the stream as we speak. Over there, Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors. Nippin, before we close out, let them know where they can find you and all that good stuff.
You can find me on Instagram at Nippon with 2 I's and 3 U's. You can also find me on my food blog, which is also an Instagram account, which is Nippon Reviews Cuisines. You can find me on Twitter at the Nippon Sharma and on NS Sports 93, which is my YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitch at Sharma Talks Lifestyle, and you can find me on YouTube on my 2 channels, NS Sports TV and the British Lifestyle Blogger.
There you go. And the reason why Nippon is on today, people, is because he is a member of the channel as well. So that's why he's here, because he is a member of the channel. So if you want to join the membership, links underneath in the description, or go to the homepage, click join. It's one of the many great perks. But like I said, get over to the Twitch. The stream started already. The Mavs are only up 1-0 actually. 11 minutes to go. So only 1 minute down in the first quarter. So no, it's 3-2. I just sped it up now. 10:40. So it's 10 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. So yes, I want to see all 24 of you lot who are currently locked in over on the Twitch right now as we speak, because it's already gone live. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.